settled back in my easy chair watching the Razorbacks on TV last Saturday when my little grandson Zach crawled up in my lap and said, "Poppy, why do you like watching the Razorbacks so much?" I told him that when I'm watching Razorback football, I'm in hog heaven. "What's hog heaven?" he asked. So I said, "Let me tell you a little story about the greatest Razorback there ever was, Boo Ray." His real name was Jimmy, but his teammates found out he'd jump like a rabbit when he was startled. So they'd sneak up behind him and say, "Boo," just to watch him jump. He was good-natured about it and took on the nickname Boo. As a football player, he didn't have a lot of talent, but he worked real hard, took a lot of licks, and made the team as a third stringer. I don't think he ever played in a game, but he was always there on the bench in case coach needed him, cheering on his fellow hogs while they got the glory on the field. One night after the big game, where the hogs had struggled mightily to overcome a strong opponent, Boo was driving his pickup truck down Old Highway 71 south of town. It was pitch black out, and Boo could see a reddish-orange flicker of a light off in the woods. Thinking it might be the glow of an after-game bonfire party, Boo turned and headed down the road toward the light. Turned out it was anything but a party. It was someone's house ablaze, with a frantic young woman screaming for help at the top of her lungs. "My baby's in there! Someone help me! My baby's in there!" Boo didn't hesitate 1 second. He flung open the door to his truck, and like the big defensive lineman he was, with an eye glued on the quarterback, Boo charged into the house. Through the smoke and the heat and the flames, Boo quickly scanned the room. There on the sofa, pinned down by a fallen beam, was a little boy about your age, crying. Boo tried desperately to pull the little fellow out, but it was no use. He was trapped. Calling on every ounce of strength in his body, Boo groaned and strained and forced the flaming timber upward, holding it high above his head. The little boy was free at last, and Boo commanded him to run out as fast as he could. By now, the smoke was twice as thick, and the flames were lapping at his feet. Boo knew that if he dropped the beam, the entire house would cave in on him. So he just stood there like a sturdy oak tree. He could hear the sounds of the sirens from the volunteer fire department wailing toward him in the distance. But just as the firefighters pulled up to the house, Boo could hold no more. It was there, in that house, that night, that Boo Ray made his final stand. "Poppy, that's a sad story," Zach said. "Why do you want to be reminded of that?" "Well, you see, Zach, that little boy that Boo saved that day, why, that was me. And when I watch the Razorbacks play, I'm in hog heaven with the greatest Razorback there ever was."